Namaste, angels. This is going to be a 30-minute client reading. I'm going to begin with the 12-month forecast and passion. I've never read for this young lady before. Opening to control. Passion, this card in this deck is kind of like the Two of Wands for me. You see all this red, like the fire, the two people. Wands represent passion, or, you know, the fire signs represent passion. Opening to destiny. I saw a lot of nice cards for this couple as I was reading. Short term. I mean, as I was shuffling, rather. This is like could be heartbreak, could be delay, could be separation, could be an argument, conflict, like a Five of Wands or Swords kind of card. Short term. It's temporary. All right. Yeah, I saw a lot of nice cards for this couple. I also saw maybe, you know, some areas that need healing, you know, which is not surprising. We all need healing. Maybe to let go. That control card that showed up, it's probably either her or both of them, their need to let go of control and to just like surrender to the process and to, you know, what is and what will be. Because I also saw the expectancy card in one of my other decks a couple times, and that expectancy card is sort of like when we try to like dictate to the universe the, you know, the how, when, where, with whom, and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, you know, instead what I'm going to do is block, you know, everything. Until you let me do it my way, I'm going to block you. That's what the universe does. You know, with the exception of those things that it allows us to use free will to decide for ourselves. So we definitely have to let go of expectancy. Basically, it's control. You know, it's you trying to control the situation instead of going with the flow. So having cut, I ended up on friendship, which is often about friendships that can develop into something else. Sometimes it is about our friendships with other people, and depending upon, you know, feelings I get and what I might see, you know, if I get little glimpses or visions or something while I'm doing a reading, or I get a feeling, or I hear something, or, you know, and or what cards it ends up next to. Sometimes it means other things, you know. Okay, overall energy is dark male, which is my representation of the divine masculine in this deck. So, one will be around. A divine masculine will be around, I'd say, over this year. Like I didn't talk to her as to whether or not she was already with somebody or a single. We didn't do anything. We're just seeing what comes up here. Again, what I'm shown, what I might hear, what I'm told. I'm guessing there's somebody because, and that's a guess, like I said, I haven't felt anything, you know, intuitive one way or about it or the other, and I haven't tried to. But just, you know, 3D common sense, I'm guessing there's somebody because she had initially contacted me and wanted a reading in 2017, I think it was. And for whatever reason, you know, life happened. She didn't get one. And then, you know, she came this year, 2019, this month, January, to finally get it. So, you know, there must have been somebody or, you know, on her mind or something. I'm guessing again. All right. Let's see what we got. January. Okay, that's where the short term, maybe, you know, despair, conflict, heartbreak, drama. And this can be with anybody, you know, doesn't have to be romantic, and can just be that, you know, it's a month where something, it would be something, obviously, or someone about what you care to be showing up as the card representing the month for you. And definitely could represent separation as well. But again, it's temporary. And temporary and time in general is relative, you know, so January is almost over anyway. February. Wow. Okay. Boom. So February, and again, we have this overall energy of dark male, which is my representation of divine masculine. So in the month, it looks like he shows up pretty early, or at least the energy of this relationship shows up pretty early in the year, which is awesome. March, I've been warning people about, because March is our first Mercury retrograde of 2019, the dreaded Mercury retrograde. So actually came out for a couple people pretty nice, but I've been warning people this could be a funky month. Let's see. Children. Okay, so this can be about fresh starts. It's a very Empress-like card for me. It has an energy of 3. It can be involving some sort of party of 3, maybe actual children, your children, the masculine's children. Pregnancy can be involved again because it's attached to the energy of the Empress for me. In the Tarot Major Arcana card 3, which represents the planet Venus and the signs that she rules, Libra, Taurus, Gemini. The year 2019 is also a 3. 3s are about creativity and abundance. And, if you combine those two, coming up with creative ways to bring about abundance. Also the creator, as in, God, the higher self, spirituality, similar to 7, the Trinity. So it's a very special number. And it is the number of the universal energy of the year. So it's to bring about all kinds of ideas and new projects and things. You want new things on which to focus and bring about abundance in different forms. Love, money, material, just happiness, peace, contentment in your life. April. Control. When I saw this the first time, I said somebody might be in Aries, but I didn't say it out loud. So it's funny that it's landing here in April. And I was saying somebody might be in Aries because, not that Aries is the only sign of the zodiac that can be, controlling and or overbearing, but Mars. Aries is ruled by Mars. And Mars is actually currently located in Aries, but it will be moved by this time. It will have moved. I think it's moving this week, actually. It might be moving into Sagittarius, or is that Mercury? In any case, this is about, you need to watch your need to control and instead let things flow. And it's showing up here next to this, and they can very well be, conjoined. And you might say, this is January, this is April, yes. But I've been ending up with also other messages in these lines, particularly the top one and the bottom one. And we have 2 cards of the same color here. And we have 2 cards with the energy, goes hand in hand. Discord and the need to control, even if it's discord within oneself. It's something that you have to release. And this can be released. This can be healed, with different types of healing, different modalities you can work on that help you, to let go, to surrender. You listen to me, one of my favorites is binaural tones, but there are so many things. There's yoga, meditation, actual energy healing, like I do, and some other people do different types of energy healing, like Reiki. What I do is not Reiki, so I'm just trying to be specific. I guided somebody to just get a facial today, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that always makes me feel good." I'm like, that's what I was going with, because that helps us to let go when we're at peace. So just be mindful of that for April. And if you feel yourself holding on to something too tightly, to energy too tightly, remember this moment and let go. May. Work. Now this work has this card for me, this work card, has a earth feel to it. Often very much the sign of Capricorn in specific, but it can be representative of Taurus and Virgo as well. And I have it here crossing this one that I said is Empress-like for me, that also represents the sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. But in addition to that, oh, and her eyes are green. I didn't even realize that before. There's another card in here with the female that whose eyes are green, but hers are too. So like the earth again coming through. Very eight of earth, eight of pentacles in the tarot. So like where you put your effort is where you will get your outcome. And I'm sure it has meaning here sitting next to twin flame too. Like relationships require work and effort on both parts. So you want, a positive outcome, you have to put forth positive energy. There has to be energy exchange. Love has to be able to pass both ways in order to be, to move healthily. June, speaking of love, which is a very loving month and represents love, justice, equality, equity, fairness, 50-50, justice, mother, right? Awesome things. June, again, speaking of mother, sitting here next to this Venus card. Courting man. So that goes really awesome with love, and it's here crossing the twin flame. So just think, again, you're putting energy, putting effort forth, and bringing about a positive outcome for yourself as it relates to your relationships. July. Young female. Now, this can be a young female. And maybe if it is, I'm not necessarily feeling that it is. But if it is, because these things can have more than one meaning too. And I'm just doing one card and, keeping it to a time minimum because I want to do the rest of your reading too. But this card often just represents the planet Jupiter for me and the sign of Sagittarius, which it rules. So you see she's very fiery. This also, again, is going to be representing passion, karma, connected to Sagittarius and Jupiter. Karma, luck. Jupiter and that energy of the luck and the passion, the fire, also tied to some other signs that are not necessarily all fiery. Leo's a fire sign. This can be Aries again, and it's sitting next to this other card that I said might be Aries and Mars connected. Leo, Aquarius, Taurus again, and Scorpio, all connected to Jupiter. But Jupiter is the ruler of the sign of Sagittarius. This card is about positive movement. Wands and fire are about movement in general. And very karma-based. So you want to keep your, again, positive energy put forth is going to reap for you. You're going to reap what you've sown. August. Gifts. Gifts. So speaking of Leo, somebody here's birthday is in August. Somebody's a Leo. An August Leo. Very possible. I feel actual gift exchange. That's why I'm saying very possible. I feel actual gift giving. Spiritual gifts too, and that's a gift. That's a gift from Jupiter. Increase, and it's like if you ever heard me talk about like the Judgment card in the tarot, it's about abundance that's earned. And I always say with our works, through our works. So whether it's actual labor, something that you do down here, work that earns you money or material or accolades or recognition or something, praise, awards, or it's works associated with prayers and effort that you're putting forth on behalf of, the universe and toward humanity, your karma that the universe is paying you for. And then even that will show up down here somehow because as above, so below. So very nice for you. September. Young male. Young male is not a kid. So this might be representative of you in your masculine, a couple. And I like how one is, crowning and one is below at the root. And this is also about like being not necessarily young, but youthful, free. He's here with the top down. You know, he's just ready to enjoy life and to surrender, to let go and like blow with the wind. See where the wind takes you, that sort of thing. It could be a youthful looking person too. And speaking of the wind, possibly possibly an air sign, maybe more specifically a Gemini. Or maybe a Virgo, ruled by Mercury along with Gemini. That might be what I'm feeling, Mercury. In any case, that's not necessarily important. I was just trying to give you everything I feel. October. Oh, okay. Speaking of the air signs, here's their energy again. Maybe I was feeling this. The Ice Queen. So this could also be Venus for me. She is a ruler of Gemini along with Mercury. In addition to that, she rules sister air sign Libra. And then she's Ice Queen in general, also representative of the sign of Aquarius, right? The winter signs, the ice signs, the swords signs, the air element. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is also Venus in general, which again rules Taurus, Libra, and Gemini. It can be Mercury coming through with a feminine energy also. And this person, whether they are male or female, or actually a direct air sign or not, this person is very decisive. This person is no nonsense. You know, that's not to mean that they don't like to play around. Geminis are super silly and youthful. Super silly and youthful, yes. But as far as, you know, this is a business handler, right? No nonsense in that sense. Getting things done. They will, you know, make adjustments to their life, to the people, places, and things that surround themselves. They will cut it off, you know, if it doesn't work. It's like, and it could be somebody that you love, somebody that you care about, you know, but if you realize, and Geminis are super, super giving and generous, and we give more chances and more chances and more chances. But even just, you know, like with that, when we like are done and we know we have to be done and it's just not working, this does not align, we cut stuff off. Like that sword is cold, you know, and they say that we're cold too, air signs in general. We're not, but that's, you know, that's the association, because the way we can just detach. You know, like in the scriptures, it says like if your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. I love my hand. I don't want to let go of my hand. But if it causes me to do wrong, you know, to not be in alignment with I have to cut it off. So it's like even your hand, right? Even your right hand man, or whatever, you might have to. Or I'm not saying that may happen for you, but this is the kind of energy, this is the kind of person that you will be, just very in control of your life, and handling business, you know, moving and shaking with the best of them. But also she's, when it's associated with Venus is the goddess and planet of love and money, or abundance in general. Abundance, popularity, confidence, beauty, you know, so all things awesome. So that's what you'll be about too in that time. Or that's the energy surrounding your month. So awesome. November, which contrary to March, I've been telling people November's been really, really good. And it's only been like, you know, just okay for like one person. So let's see what yours is. See? Boom! Soulmate. And look, when I told you that the rows have been having meaning together too. And now, from my observation before, it was like more so, really the bottom was like seriously connecting. And then I noticed the top. And now for yours, even this middle, because you got like bookends here. Twin flame and soulmate, you know? Which is really, really nice to have in your reading. especially underneath Venus, right? The planet of love. Awesome. And December, past life. So this can be a relationship, and sitting here next to the male, relationship from your past in this life, and or from your past life previously. You dealing with situations that come up from the past in this life and or plane, or one from another time. But I feel it's positive, right? This whole row is very, very positive and high energy. So that's that. Oh, just a reminder of this, right? Dark male was the overall energy. So this is like the incorporated into each month, regardless of what it is. That's the overlying factor. And underneath it, this is also upright, money. So this is like an Ace of Pentacles kind of card. Could be representative of love, can be representative of business, can be representative of, just abundance in general, in all forms. So love, money, material, whatever. And then this is upright, too, behind it. Fun times. And we got these people with these three hands up, three fingers up. So, and they're out and they're celebrating, they're being happy, they're having a good time. So for me, this is very Three of Cups. So the next card is Union, but it's upside down. But, so you had a lot of very positive energy here. And it looks like you're going to have a good year. I'll put this here because I'll use it again. Going to the Universal Love Oracle and beginning with miracles and opening to reflection. This is when you need to look back on your life, look around, look forward toward your goals. I saw this card a couple times for you as I was shuffling. Not surprised to see it here opposite miracles, because miracles, right, are gifts from the universe, or God, heavens, right, the heavens. And then this card is saying you can have heaven right here on earth. You don't have to wait until, the next life or afterlife or whatever you want to call it to see if it exists, somewhere else, or is it just another plane of existence, which is my belief, or some other belief. You could have any kind of belief. You don't have to wait. You can do it right now, right here. How? By doing that reflection and figuring out what it is, like the Queen of Swords, the Ice Queen, you need to cut out of your life because it does not align. And it's taking up space where something that would align and that is meant for you would be, were you to finally let it go. You relinquish that thing that's not for you anymore, and then the thing that is for you can take up the space. And you'd be so happy, all right, and so deep into alignment that it'll feel like you're in heaven, you're in paradise, right here on this plane. Right? Like it'll be a miracle. So that's what the reflection card was about. You needing to, and you probably know what it is already. And here's like the celebration. You'll be very happy if you let go of that thing that no longer resonates, and allow it into your life. What is into your life. You'll be very much at peace. This card, Golden Memories, very similar to the Heaven on Earth. And here's air and fire. Again, which both of those came up in the last spread too, pretty heavily. Fire element with the Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Like I just felt fire all around. And then that moment with the air and the two cards, the young male and the Ice Queen. And then here's more fire, right? More red. And I began with passion. That was fire too. So definitely could be fire and or air signs involved. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But more importantly, both of these cards are about needing to let something burn, right? Let it go. Something that it's gonna weigh you down if you don't let it go. I heard that song today, Bag Lady, by Erykah Badu. One day all those bags gonna get in your way, right? You can't hurry up, like down your path. Speaking of path, I just opened to Golden Path. You can't hurry up because you got too much stuff. So you got to drop something. Golden Path means you're otherwise on the right track. It's a Wizard of Oz kind of card for me because it has those rainbow colors, so it's like somewhere over the rainbow. That's where the miracles are, right? That's where the dreams come true. when we get down there. But also in the play, the movie, whichever one you've seen, the purpose of going down the Yellow Brick Road was to get to the Emerald City. Well, we're headed toward the Emerald Ray, right? That's the ray of healing. So that's why, it's very much like the same concept, this journey that we're on. It's very Wizard of Oz-like. Anyway, I've come to forgiveness with Kuan Yin, which is pretty straightforward. It is about the need to, extend forgiveness and to seek it, right? To make apologies, to forgive yourself, to release guilt. And the overall energy is Moon Tree. And actually, this card is about sacred marriage. So this is a really beautiful overall energy for a reading. But also, next week, we do have a full moon, a full super moon, and a full lunar eclipse in Leo. So there's that fire energy again. And this reading, I had meant to give her last Saturday, and I just had, not me, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining or whatever, but my clients had just had so many of them such a week. I had some with people who, with family members, loved ones that passed away. I have one that's losing her job and they basically don't know what they're going to do. I have people on furlough. My own best friend from high school, who's, also a client of mine, she's on furlough. She works for the federal government. I've had people going in for surgery, different things. They're very, very ill, had a serious condition, something going on. And it's been a lot of prayer. It's been a lot of prayer with my clients. And so I just, I put this reading off. Like I said, I was going to give it to her last Saturday, and I put it off till this week. And I told her that, and I sent her an email saying all of that. And I said, you know what? I'm thinking about re-uploading the video that I did where that week I had planned to do the weekly love reading, I think it was. And instead I went off on a tangent and started talking about the Lion of Judah and the Lion's Gate and what the sign of Leo meant. And I think it was around the Leo new moon too. I'm like, I'm thinking about reposting that video. Because there's just been a lot of stress and stressors that have been coming the way of light beings and a lot of attacks and stuff. And I talked about that a lot in that video. And I think a lot of people found comfort in it and found like an explanation and understanding of what was going on. Because I went into, the association to Ra and all of that. So anyway, I've talked about that enough on her reading. But yeah, it's funny that this has come up now. That's how I got off on that tangent, because of the full moon. So this card will represent your energy, dear. The spread is from the perspective, for the most part, of the divine masculine, but this one comes from the feminine higher self, and from the feminine's energy herself. So, Earth connection. He said Earth energy again, but this card also could be connected to Venus. It is about abundance and flow in all forms, love, financial and material, and spending time with mother and spending time with nature. If you live in an area that's at all conducive to to doing that, to being outside, outdoors. If you can't, if you can bring nature to you, maybe some plants in your house, or maybe you plant something. There's a lot of our vegetables and stuff that we throw away, like the ends, but a lot of them can be planted if we soak them in water first or something. Those are different ways that you can bring nature inside if you can't be outside with it. But you need to get the flow going. And this card again can represent earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and or Venus herself, again ruler of Taurus, as well as Gemini and Libra. But yeah, more importantly, it's about the need to connect, earth connection, the need to connect with Mother Earth in order to open up that flow. The masculine as it relates to the feminine, and it's more earth energy and it's abundance again. Wow, look at that. Okay. Abundance. So wanting to have this, open up this flow with you and to co-create with you. There's that energy of 3 again too. It's only one person here, but I mean, as far as the creativity, that's the energy of 3. Co-creation, bringing about abundance in our own lives. In both of these cards, we have a tree and we have a heart carved into that tree. Now this one also, it adds a nude woman, and the feminine body, particularly when nude, for me represents, and particularly when nude and with eyes closed, right? Eyes closed and all that, just like in a really trusting position, represents total surrender and vulnerability for me. And so that's what you're going to have to do again, this letting go of any control, and learning how to be like a free spirit, like shake it out if you need to, whatever you got to do. But there's a need to let go. So again, I would recommend some sort of, if you're unable to do that on your own, some sort of energy healing to remove the anxiety. I feel anxiety. Now I'm a Gemini, so I would say that's you. That's your own anxiety. No, but I feel anxiety surrounding this. Yeah. The masculine as it relates to himself. Oh, here comes some water. Healing sounds. Oh, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. I felt the need for healing to release the anxiety. Okay, so there you go. Maybe it's him that's the more anxious, and he needs the healing sounds or some sort of, meditation or whatever. We can all use it. So I'm kidding. But here's more surrender. There's a need to, again, let go, surrender, and allow, and to meditate. And the union as a whole, divine guidance. And the moon also represents surrender. And this, right, it's like the infinity symbol represents that assistance is always available. Like it doesn't run out, it's an infinite supply of this divine guidance. But then we have to surrender and listen and follow it and, allow for whatever it will have us do and will have happen to us. Like also in the scriptures, like when the angel Gabriel came to tell Mary that she was pregnant, and she said, like, let it be done to me as you say, like whatever the universe wants, whatever God wants, let that be what happens. That's what needs to happen with this. And there's that kind of surrender, like completely letting go. But also, when it's upright like this and it's like an 8, 8s are about karma and karmic energy. So like the universe, again, showing you some sort of lesson if you listen. 8s are also about abundance. And they mean, when you see multiple 8s and stuff like that, means that they can be tied to justice and things too. But also means that like the universe has been watching and is aware that you've been surrendering and doing what you're supposed to do. So because of that, you have earned the abundance that is coming to you. So it's more of that 8 of earth and pentacles kind of energy that I was talking about. Speaking of the 8. Overall, there's fear that has to be let go. I knew I felt anxiety. It's probably tied to this, right? Anxious because you're nervous, afraid, right? So yeah, this is what we have to work on, releasing that. And again, there's an array of different types of methods that can be used to do that. What the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union here, and it's more of this air and earth coming through, but there's a need to meditate, to take some time, to focus on nurturing yourself and maybe other people, to pray, to spend with Mother Nature, to, find your chi and your zen, get restored. That's what he would have you do. Pray and then believe, have some faith. She's in this prayer pose. Praying is also making intentions. So for people that don't believe in prayer, they connect that too much with religiosity. It's the same thing as making intentions, as, manifestation, the law of attraction, whatever you want to call it. And with the masculine himself, I'm willing to put forth toward the union. It is this more of this healing and more of this water. He probably has some water in his chart. He's got 1, 2, 3 blue cards sitting here. I just heard Pisces. He's probably got some Pisces in his chart. And whether he does or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I get distracted. This is about healing, right? And this is, Jesus was one of the, like, the healers of the ages, right? Of all time. But this card is also about our place in the universe and how, like, we're all necessary, you know, to make the one. You know, it's about oneness. What the universe will have the two of you do, but you'll have to both, like, surrender, commit to doing it for it to work. And it's more of this air and water, and it is mystic. So this is about you, you both committing to, again, following the divine guidance, your intuition, any sort of messages, you know, however you pick up your psychic or intuitive guidance, to follow that. But not only that, you know, whatever it is you have. So let's say you, oh, well, I'm not very strong in that. Okay. Your street smarts, your common sense, your intellect, wisdom. This is employing all of your gifts in that area to help you to come to decisions about what to do next. What's your next move? And you're also going to be very observant and, yeah, following the guidance. That's what it's very high priestess like, but it brings in more of this air and water, and particularly the sign of Aquarius as it relates to air. And that also means communication. So you guys are going to be, you know, need to be open to communication too. And communication can be in all forms. It can even be telepathic, right? Third eye to third eye type of thing. Also open to receiving messages from the universe directly in that same way. And again, that's going to help you to make wise, conscious decisions as to what your next steps, if anything, will be. An outcome here. More this Aquarius and communication sort of stuff. More air, water, earth also. But these stars, they're located very strategically on, like, the communication centers, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, the crown chakra. So there is something that needs to be communicated, and it's something that somebody may be dealing with from childhood and or having to do with a child. And we need to talk about that. This can also be having to do with the past. This card brings up feelings of the past for me, nostalgia. So that, yeah, that's going to be what some of the things that you're addressing. I'll quickly do one more with Ice Queen. Opening to fair male. This is more of that earth and Capricorn kind of energy. It's the karmic masculine energy for me in this deck. Fair male. And the young male is also back. Young male and work. Again, the more of that earth and Capricorn-like energy for me. Young male again. And the courting male also rejoins us. Overall energy is work yet again. Divine couple, recent past, masculine's higher self, near future, blocks, what the feminine can do, the masculine can do. This is like to help yourself. The universe would have the to do, focus on, and the outcome. But they will have to affirm and commit to that one. Divine couple, mature man. So this can be that about that controlling energy again, and or be connected to the signs of Aries and Scorpio, both ruled by Mars. This is that, like, that emperor type of energy. Mature man. There could be something also, you know, going on, you're particularly impacted, perhaps by an older male energy, influence. Recent past. Beauty queen, Venus, maybe Venus in Sagittarius got to you. She's here surrounded by all this red. I say Venus because it's beauty queen. And again, she's the planet of beauty, of confidence. This woman is exuding all of that, but she's also, you know, with this red bustier, red lip, red shoe. She's very fire, very passionate, you know, looking and confident also, which is good if that's, you know, a pick me up for your energy from both of you. Near future, again, the short term. So we saw this coming up in January, and now near future, it's here. So again, this can be separation, conflict, whatever it is, it's temporary. Heartbreak, annoyance, loss, sadness, like a 3 of Swords kind of thing. 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords. Crowning the masculine's higher self, money. So this we saw, was that in the February spot? I think so. Value, abundance coming, earth sign, earth energy, worth, deservingness. Blocks, triangle. So some sort of party of 3. Not necessarily a love triangle, but that's definitely a possibility. But a third party. Again, maybe somebody's children. This may be representative of the children's father. Mature man. That could be, again, what you're particularly influenced by right now. Especially mirroring the triangle. What the feminine can do, like to help herself, it's family. So you should just, you know, nurture yourself and your family. Those you consider family, which can definitely include the masculine. It's more of this party, more of this energy of 3. Masculine, young male again. So this is what he needs to do, like surrender, go with the flow, blow with the wind. Yeah, let go, be easy. And what the 2 of you should be moving toward is this energy, which is blonde female. This is the card that represents the divine feminine for me in this deck. So they're saying this should be you guys' focus. I mean, this should be you, like, focus on your place, your role. And this would be him focus on, you know, his commitment to your relationship, your union. More fire. And the outcome. Very nice. More this full moon. So something could be coming in for you guys next week. Something could be happening. Maybe as a result of the full moon. I mean, you know, I don't know if it has something to do with this too. But again, this is temporary. This could be for a minute. You have an argument. It might bring you to something coming up. You deal with it. You handle it. And then here's the outcome. Whatever happens, the outcome is like 2 of Cups, basically. So this is very positive for you. You had that, like 2 of Cups, 2 of Wands, Moon Tree, which is sacred marriage. What else? You have soulmate. So, yeah. There's been a lot more positivity than, you know, anything that could possibly get you down. Like this, you know, and the only thing that came up to that end was the short-term heartbreak, possibly. So further advice or messages to you, eternal flame. So more of this fire to the masculine. I mean, this is always burning. So even if there is an argument between the 2 of you or the separation or whatever, you know, you have to just remember that this continues. The burning, the love. And speaking of love, that's what you got. Love. And from the hashtag Creepy Deck, passion is back. That was the first one of the cards I just mentioned a moment ago. That I said was very 2 of Wands for me. You got 2 of Wands, 2 of Cups, love, eternal flame, soulmate, twin flame, sacred marriage with the Moon Tree card. And courting man is also back. And this is like his third or fourth time here. So again, looks like a very good year for you. Looks like a very good near future for you. And I hope that you enjoy your reading and you find it helpful. Namaste.